There's no shortage of young men willing to kill to feed their families.
Army of Two has always been about the clear and simple premise of shooting up bad guys with a buddy. Propelled by explosions and irreverent humor, the games aren't meant to be taken too seriously, but with the Devil's Cartel, it's as if the developers set out to dumb down a game that wasn't really that smart to begin with.
Running straight into a machine gun, not smart. Isn't that what we just did? Yeah, but we're fucking awesome.
The Devil's Cartel takes you out of the battle-worn shoes of series veterans Salem and Rios, although you do fight alongside the original duo from time to time. Instead, you play as a pair of newcomers in the TWO mercenary group, the generically named Alpha and Bravo. Hired to protect a do-gooder politician in Mexico, your convoy is soon ambushed and overrun by the local cartel. With no civilians in sight, you're clear to mow your way through the hostile cannon fodder to catch up with your kidnapped client, teaming up with a woman out for revenge and a steady lineup of fellow mercs who tend to stumble into death soon after they're introduced. In addition to the often silly and bombastic action scenes, there's also a poor attempt at a plot twist that can be seen coming from a mile away, and which is likely to ruffle the feathers of series fans.
Nice.
The campaign takes you through a variety of locations, including a plaza full of fireworks, a swanky resort, and a dark cemetery, all packed full of destructible cover and exploding objects. Call it mercenary tourism. The standard soldiers don't provide much more challenge than the tutorial's target dummies, and the only sense of threat comes from waves of enemies spawning on your flank or impotent brutes with extra armor.
Where the cartel get that kind of armor?
Luckily, your partner will always have your back. Making your way forward in Army of Two involves numerous co-op actions like lifting doors, boosting each other to high ground, or busting into rooms in slow-mo breaches. You might need to take turns drawing fire to sneak behind a machine gun turret, but the attention-drawing aggro mechanic from previous games isn't emphasized at all. It's mostly a matter of combining firepower. Sometimes you'll split into specific combat roles as one player heads to a sniper nest or a helicopter to provide fire support. Most of these situations are simply a matter of taking different routes without much need for coordination between players. The most interesting of the bunch is really quite simple. One player is given a pistol-mounted flashlight to guide the way through a dark sewer, while the other still has access to their full arsenal. The newest weapon deployed by Army of Two is the overkill system, which lets you periodically go into full-on rage mode that turns both you and your partner invincible. Even your bullets get mad, shredding the environment and tearing your enemies apart with increased power. All your actions on the battlefield count towards your overkill meter, resulting in a constant barrage of text without clear meaning. It's impossible to tell what counts as a surprise, or what the distinction is between bait and decoy, but it's clear that you're more likely to get points for sticking your neck out than you would by staying in cover. It's easy to just hold on to overkill for when you get low on health, and the system makes the game's handful of boss battles a complete joke. This ability to cause mass destruction is visually satisfying, but it's just too easy to blast through the few real choke points the game has to offer.
All right, let's find another way.
Breaking up the standard gunplay are numerous action scenes involving car chases, helicopters, and so on, but they're not entirely convincing. One ineffectual set piece has you sliding slowly through a burning building without a trace of tension or challenge. It all comes across as fun, popcorn-style gameplay, but it's hard not to laugh as AI soldiers walk straight into the path of your speeding car. The artifice is often blatantly obvious. In one scene, you can annihilate a pursuing vehicle's life bar in seconds, but can't quite destroy it until the entire scripted scene plays out.
We have to destroy that truck.
Yeah? How do you plan to do that?
I'm working on it.
At 7 to 8 hours, the campaign isn't too brief. In fact, the repetition and bungled plot might make you wish it ended a bit sooner. Split screen runs smoothly for those more interested in playing on the couch, and if you really want to play solo, the partner AI is competent and can be instructed with simple commands. Unfortunately, the campaign is about all you get. There are 3 throwaway contract missions, which lock you into invincible overkill mode from start to finish, and we never found any optional objectives or hidden extras in the world. Likewise, competitive multiplayer modes are also nowhere to be found. There is at least a bit of player customization with new guns and attachments that unlock as you progress, as well as masks, outfits, and tattoos.
Sit back and relax.
I just might beat my record.
If one thing is consistent in the Devil's Cartel, it's the lack of polish. There's the odd choppy cutscene, characters whose lips don't move when they talk.
When he died, I took over the firm, and the cartel tried to twist me too.
Disappearing guns, unresponsive cover interaction, and the game will even tell you you're dead, even though you seem perfectly fine. More jarring, though, is that levels are broken up in a way that almost feels random. You'll routinely come across invisible walls and be forced to wait before you can open certain doors.
Going hard and fast. Stay focused.
Bravo, let's move.
and you're constantly interrupted by chapter checkpoints that seem to come out of nowhere, making for a laughably disjointed experience.
Cover me!
The odd thing is that while Army of Two: The Devil's Cartel is clearly not a well-executed game, it still manages to be fun with a friend. It's quick, stop-and-pop gameplay with carnage and explosions aplenty. Every awkward moment and terrible line of dialogue is a potential laugh, or two, so it's not the worst choice for a weekend rental.
We're not out of the woods yet.
See this and other GT shows and game reviews on the GT Originals iOS app, available now on the App Store.